Hello, friends. Welcome to Echo Your English, where learning feels calm, natural, and real. Today's episode is about something that every English learner struggles with: thinking in English. You might have noticed this happens to you. Someone asks you a question in English, and for a few seconds, your mind goes completely blank. You understand the question, but before you speak, your brain starts translating every word from your native language into English. By the time you finish building that perfect sentence in your mind, the conversation has already moved on. You smile awkwardly and say, yes, even when you wanted to say much more. This is a very common experience. Most learners don't actually have a problem with grammar or vocabulary. They have a problem with how their brain processes language. They still think in their first language and speak in their second. That small gap, that tiny delay of translation, is what creates hesitation, nervousness, and lack of fluency. But here's the secret. Fluency isn't about speaking fast. It's about thinking directly in English. When you stop translating, your mind becomes free. English becomes a natural voice inside your head, not a puzzle to solve, but a rhythm to flow with.
Let's understand why your brain translates. When you first learn a language, your brain builds connections between English words and your native words. For example, when you learn the word apple, your brain immediately connects it with the word sebe or ringo, or whatever it is in your language. Every time you hear apple, your mind flashes its native version first. That's natural in the beginning. But if you keep learning this way, always connecting new English words to old native words, you never build direct meaning in English. The brain always takes the longer route. To think in English, you must slowly break that habit. You must begin to associate English with experiences, not with translations. For example, when you hear the word rain, don't think of its translation. Instead, feel the sound of rain. Imagine the smell of wet earth, the sight of gray clouds. Let the English word rain directly connect to that image in your mind. This is how native speakers think, directly, not through language bridges. So how can you start doing that? The key is immerse yourself in English in small, natural moments. Don't study it like a subject. Live it like a sound around you. Listen to short English stories. Talk to yourself softly in English about what you're doing, and repeat simple phrases like I'm cooking, I'm walking, I'm reading. When you describe your own actions in English, your brain begins to think in English automatically. And that's where we begin. Small steps, quiet practice, and constant connection. When you start training your mind to think in English, the first thing you'll notice is resistance. Your brain will try to pull you back into your comfort zone, your native language. It will whisper, translate it first, then say it. And that's okay.
That voice is not your enemy. It's just your old habit trying to survive. The goal isn't to fight it, but to gently replace it. So how do you do that? Let's start with mental shadowing, a simple yet powerful exercise. When you listen to English, don't just understand it, echo it silently in your mind. For example, if you hear the sentence, "I'm drinking coffee," don't translate it to your language. Instead, repeat it softly in your head. "I'm drinking coffee. I'm drinking coffee." Imagine yourself doing it. See the cup, smell the coffee, feel the warmth. You're not learning the words anymore. You're living the experience in English. That's how children learn their first language, through association, not translation. They hear, see, and feel words connected to real actions. You can recreate the same process for English at any age.
Here's another method: thinking aloud in simple sentences. When you're alone, maybe while cooking, walking, or cleaning, speak to yourself in English. Describe what you're doing. "I'm cutting vegetables." "The water is boiling." "I'm wearing my shoes." "I'm going outside." These small sentences may feel childish, but they are actually the foundation of fluency. When your brain begins to label your daily actions in English, it starts forming automatic thought loops, and that's the real transition from learning English to living English. The more you use English for simple internal talk, the less your brain depends on your native language. Soon, your thoughts begin to sound like English, not just when you speak, but even when you think. That's when real fluency begins. Remember, thinking in English doesn't happen overnight. It's like teaching your brain a new rhythm. In the beginning, it feels slow and mechanical. You have to consciously remind yourself to use English words. But slowly, something magical happens. Your brain starts to skip the translation step. You begin to hear English sentences forming in your mind without effort. That's the moment you should celebrate, because you've crossed a silent bridge from learning to living. And please, don't worry about mistakes. When you think in English, grammar will come later. Fluency is not about perfection, it's about flow. Even native speakers make grammatical mistakes when they speak casually. The difference is they don't stop. They keep going, and that's what makes them sound confident. So as you walk through your day, let your inner voice whisper in English. Talk to yourself softly. Describe your world. Name your emotions. Make English your companion, not your subject.
Now that your mind is slowly learning to think in English, the next step is to surround yourself with the language. This is called immersion, and it's one of the most powerful ways to rewire your brain for English fluency. But here's the truth. You don't need to live in an English-speaking country to immerse yourself. You can create an English world wherever you are. All you need is consistency and intention. Let's start with listening. Your ears are the doorway to your thoughts. The more you hear English, the more your brain begins to recognize its rhythm, tone, and natural structure. But don't listen like a student. Listen like a friend. Choose things that feel calm, interesting, or relaxing to you. Listen to English podcasts, short stories, or background narrations, even when you don't understand everything. The goal isn't to memorize words, but to absorb the sound of English. For example, when you listen to a sentence like, "The sun was setting behind the hills," you don't have to translate sun, setting, or hills. Just imagine it. Feel the picture the sentence creates. Over time, your mind will start building meaning directly through English sounds.
Now, let's talk about writing or journaling. Writing is another beautiful way to train your brain to think in English. Every morning or night, take just 5 minutes and write a few sentences about your day. Keep it simple. I woke up early today. It was raining in the morning. I felt happy after my walk. This small exercise helps your brain express thoughts directly in English. Don't worry about perfect grammar. This is not an exam. This is a conversation between you and yourself. The more you write, the more your thoughts begin to appear in English before you even pick up your pen. You can also use English in your digital world. Change your phone's language to English. Watch YouTube subtitles in English. Label objects around you with English sticky notes. Mirror, door, table. When you open your phone or look around your room, English should quietly surround you. And finally, one of the most effective yet peaceful techniques, thinking in short bursts. Every few hours, take a small moment to pause and describe your surroundings in English in your mind. The air feels cool today. There are clouds in the sky. I'm sitting on a chair. This is called micro-immersion. It keeps your mind active in English throughout the day. When you begin doing these small things regularly, English becomes more than just the language you study. It becomes the language of your daily life. And the magic is, you stop translating without even noticing when it happened. Now that you're surrounding yourself with English sounds and using it in your thoughts, there's one final step that completes this journey: building an emotional connection with the language. You see, language isn't just words, it's emotion, memory, and rhythm. You remember and use what you feel connected to. So, to truly think in English, you must start feeling in English too. When you hear the word love, don't translate it. Remember a moment when you felt it. When you say tired, don't think of the word in your language. Remember a day when you worked too hard. When you whisper peace, take a deep breath and feel that calm inside you. The more emotion you attach to English words, the more real they become in your mind. They stop being translations and start being experiences. This emotional connection is what makes English alive inside you. Because when you love a language, it starts loving you back. Now let's talk about something that often stops this process: fear. Many learners hesitate to think or speak in English because they are afraid of mistakes. They think, what if I sound wrong? What if people laugh? But remember, mistakes are not the opposite of learning. They are a part of it.
When a baby learns to walk, they fall many times. No one calls them a failure. They are simply learning balance. The same applies to your English journey. Each time you make a mistake, your brain learns balance. It learns rhythm, structure, and confidence. So speak, even if your English feels broken. Think in English, even if the sentences in your mind are simple. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Perfection will come later, quietly, as a result of constant connection. And remember this, you don't have to sound like a native speaker to be fluent. You just need to sound like yourself, confident, calm, and clear. Fluency is not about accent, it's about comfort. If English flows naturally in your thoughts, you're already fluent in the language of understanding. Finally, let's create a small daily ritual, a moment of quiet reflection with English. Every night before you sleep, take a minute and whisper to yourself in English. What did I learn today? What made me smile? What am I grateful for? These soft questions slowly train your mind to think emotionally in English, to connect not just words but feelings. And once your emotions begin to speak in English, translation disappears forever. So today, make a promise to yourself. Don't just learn English, live it. Let it become a soft voice in your mind, a rhythm in your day, a gentle friend that helps you see the world in new words and new ways. Because when you begin to think in English, you don't just change your language, you change your world.